When first learning Tai Chi, what did you focus on, and how has your initial focus changed?
For me, it started out as um, my initiation into martial arts, for lack of better words. And I thought most martial arts were a training of a kata, as some form where, people are standing there going, oh, yeah, oh, oh, exhaling all the sounds. And that changed when I started learning Tai Chi from Sijo. Um, it became much more about self control. Became much more about self development instead of externalizing. It was a lot more internalizing, and how that affected my environment or my vicinity. Um, it brought me to a different perspective of what martial arts is, and it, now that when I do Tai Chi, when I do the form, when I see somebody do the Tai Chi, I see a world in every individual going on in their head, including mine. And so as I'm doing the form, each one of us is meditating on some aspect of some in their lives that they're trying to figure out. Be it health, be it, oh, I need to add more weight as I'm pushing down the food, or it could be I'm meditating to get to a point where I can solve this problem in my life. To just being healthy, whatever one's goal is. I now that I see martial arts, especially Tai Chi, I always look at it as somebody going through something in their life that they're trying to work on. They're developing for themselves. Um, and it's a unique perspective from, oh, I'm going to go into the studio and do the form, to everybody's developing themselves somewhere or
I was going to say, I had no idea when I first started. I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, hey, you should come to this class, it'll help your back. I'm like, okay. And then to now learning sort of a way to live life, as opposed to how to fix a problem. It's now become, this is how I live my life. So I've learned a ton. So going from nothing to what I have now, so it's been a pretty big difference.
You know, the internet is a dangerous playground, and I think a lot of what you could dive into is a stereotype, whether it's, as Rana said, of a martial form or a soft form, and there's this idea then inculcated in your mind that that's the thing that you're going to go do. And that's how people look at it. You're going to go do that thing as be a part of the discipline. That's how I started. I'm going to go do this thing because apparently there's going to be some sort of benefit in it, and I look stressed out all the time. Maybe there was a kernel of truth to that. And then the reality is it's a moving discipline. It isn't a stereotype. But people make stereotypes for a reason, because it's easier to understand. It's like we were talking about earlier, there's some words that you just don't say around folks because either they're not ready for it, or they may not understand it yet, or it may be too
much connotation to it.
Too much connotation, yeah, and too much baggage to it. Even though they're words that are very similar that we use in other situations that are the exact same thing. So it was a removing of the veil of unreality, I suppose, and realizing how thick that veil was. It's not that unreality and reality, in a sense, were even equal in size. Once that veil was pulled up, the world was a big and small and wild and beautiful and orderly place all at once. It wasn't people moving slow.
I think I've actually come full circle, if you will, that I started it based on the promises that it will help you physically, that you can feel better, it will do these things. And then I was away for several years, and then I came back really interested in the self-defense side of things, because that's flashy and cool and more exciting. But then doing that, getting back into the Tai Chi and soft form and stuff, then I realized this really is the benefit. And this is really where I feel centered and home. And, you know, this is what I go to when I'm stressed, even though the other part is fun and great to learn and an application of, you know, the same skills in a way. But yeah, so I feel like I am kind of back to where I started 20 years ago.